the new Parkway Theater, located at 474 24th Street, Oakland, California, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com.
You are listening to High School 515, where sports and comedy regain some culture.
Oh, this is Brandon, aka Taco Pablo. I don't really know shoes, so I almost bought some fake Jordans yesterday at the Mojo Festival.
Mojo.
It was bad.
The fact that you almost bought Jordan at the
Mojo Festival, right?
should have showed you we were priority.
You got him Umo Jordan.
He's gonna get the Air Kwame.
Them Air Harambe's.
Hold on. What Jordan you wearing?
No, they were the cement fours.
They're the African dad.
So we already said they drink the same, but then you said the teeth are close. Only because of heroin. If heroin is
they
with
got
the
that
iron.
good black tar heroin.
Ooh, the Scots?
Yeah, they get that good
Wait, is
shit.
Ewan McGregor Scottish?
Yeah.
Train Spotting was about Scottish?
Yeah.
You know, see, I watched that movie when it came out. What was that, like 94? I was like 18. So for me, I just thought the shit was in Ireland. I was like, oh, these are some Irish dudes. You know, I was ignorant, Paul. Feel free to make fun of my ignorance. I'm Generation X. I don't mind. You know, if I was a millennial, not an extennial, a millennial, I'll be pissed. Like, you know, I'll be like, man, you just hit my trigger. My trigger is when people don't know my triggers. And so right now I'm feeling disrespected. I'm gonna have to trend you out on Instagram and Snapchat. But see, me being a Generation X, you just go ahead and say, Aaron, you've been an asshole, and I'm fine with that. Train Spotting. I'm gonna look this up. Me being Generation X, I gotta say it as I'm typing it, or else I'll forget the shit. Next thing you know, I'm on Facebook or MySpace.
That boy's good.
Thank you for answering that question, Paul.
All right, what's our next topic?
Next time we're gonna stay in the NFL. Antonio Brown has a new home.
We already talked about it last week.
You talking about that next week?
No, but
See,
we
I
can
was
talk about
last
this
week, so
more.
I don't know when last week ended for y'all.
But I think I think honestly, like
We talked about it?
The Raiders. Yeah, we talked about Antonio Brown getting with the Raiders, getting traded. I think that's big thing though is the Raiders are revamping their wide receiver core.
Their entire team. They cut Jordy Nelson this week.
That Jordy Nelson got rid of.
Is that an Irish name, Jordy Nelson?
Yes.
Like so Willie Nelson.
Yes.
Willie Nelson is about as close to being Irish as the Lucky Charms cereal.
They also Donald Penn is also leaving the Raiders.
Okay.
Just after last year where he took a pay cut, now they're just like, all right,
We're done with you.
What is that cut?
They cut Kelechi Osemele.
Is that his real name?
Yeah. So shout out to the Raiders sponsorship. You guys,
They don't have a fucking stadium, Jared. How they gonna sponsor anything?
they
They ain't got a stadium with running water.
they got leaking water in that stadium that they trying to stay in for another year.
Man, box that water up and I'll send it
shout
to
out to the
Venezuela.
A's.
Black water again.
Black water, man. That's a good name. That's the name of the water. So I told someone that's the name of the water company I'm gonna start and sell water in Venezuela. Black water. Straight from the pipes.
Man.
Trying to get stabbed while you have it.
I don't know.
I
Venezuela
is
is in.
out there. I
Wait,
said I'm gonna start a company.
how long has the power been out of Venezuela?
I believe they got it back on.
Certain parts of
Not as
Venezuela.
long as Puerto Rico.
Yeah, not as long as Puerto Rico. And Venezuela actually has a coup and like a shitty government and everything's falling apart, but it still wasn't as long as Puerto Rico. Good one, Paul.
But you know what? Our president, our POTUS went out there and made sure he shot some jumpers with some paper towels.
Kobe.
Kobe, hey, it's fun. Let's make this fun. Your life's on the line. Let's have fun.
Let's have fun.
I'm out of here in 6 hours. It's fun.
That's hilarious.
I'm about to go back to my jet and drink this imported water I got.
Yeah, for real. Dude, they probably had like a week's worth of water on that jet. Like, we just want to make sure we don't run out. We
only hear one for hours, but make sure we have a week's worth. Shout out to Venezuela. I'll be there racketeering, selling water.
Can a nigga borrow a French fry?
Sorry, I cut you off. Who's Papa Frita?
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Do you mind if I go get some chips right now, Jerry?
Yeah, go get some chips.
If I don't get chips, I'm under the fucking couch in a second.
Get some shit. Or get your shawarma.
I didn't have no lamb lunch. I'm gonna get my shawarma.
Lamb lunch? Hold on, Aaron. Aaron just gets... Aaron.
What'd I say? Lunch.
Aaron, you just said, I ain't had no lamb lunch.
I was thinking about
This magic moment.
Look.
Got earlier onset Alzheimer's.
We all come over here and play in all the sports teams and work in all the construction jobs.
Man, Kevin McHale, Jack Dempsey,
Chicken wings and
Shaq O'Neal.
Ruin the diet.
Y'all got that Shaq O'Neal gene in you. You gonna be
Shaq
real.
O'Neal, Muhammad Ali, Barack Obama,
Muhammad Ali.
Obama.
Kid, Jared's favorite woman, Nicole Kidman.
Ooh.
She part Irish, right? She Australian.
She'll stab you through.
Is that Australian Irish?
Close enough.
Yeah.
She's a criminal.
She is a criminal Irish.
Hey, so back to... Are we talking sports still?
Yeah.
Used to be a sports show.
Beer o'clock.
Hey, shout out to Raider fans. Y'all revamping your wide receiver core for a quarterback that ain't gonna get you nowhere. So do what you do. Just know that Derek Carr ain't got the magic in him, and you'll find out. Too bad you're gonna waste another 2 years on it. But anyways, Brandon, there were some big trades in the NFL.
Shit, man.
Oh, can I give a quick NFL shout out first?
Jay.
Shout out to Antonio Brown and shout out to San Francisco. Antonio Brown, there's a lot of great clubs you're going to like in San Francisco and San Jose. I think you should just stay there. Don't go to Oakland. They're not good. Stay in San Francisco because I don't want you competing with me after the women I'm going for. I'm pissed you signed that contract still. You compete with me. You got a better body than me. You're younger than me. You ain't smarter than me. You're probably not smarter than my niece that's like 5. But you ain't smarter than most people, so you should be used to that. But I'm tired. I don't want to compete with you at the place in Oakland. Don't come to my places. All right, Brandon, what else in the NFL? He had sex with my mama.
Did y'all talk about the OBJ trade last week?
No, we didn't.
we
OBJ,
didn't.
no, it happened after.
Oh.
So what happened, Brandon? Tell us what was the terms of this deal?
Exact terms. They got so the New York Football Giants sent Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cleveland Browns for and I lost it. Anyway, all this needs to be done. They traded OBJ for a safety.
This Paddy bomb is kicking it. Wasn't it that drink, the Paddy bomb? We call it the Paddy bomb. Right? The Paddy bang. We had the Cuddy bang on the show. That's the Paddy bang. Brandon, the Paddy bang is hitting you. You can't fucking.
Dude, I just had it. I was like, okay, got it. Bring it. They traded for Jabril Peppers.
Shout out to Uber sponsorship.
They got Jabril Peppers and what else?
Somebody called Nicole, tell her to go get the cop.
I might have to order a Lyft. Dude, we gotta get Brandon some food. I got plenty of food in there, Brandon. You want a salad right now?
Dude, this is a bad idea. But let's go with it. We got this. We got this.
Make it if we try.
We're gonna make this. You can make it if you try. That's like I'm in a Nike commercial or something like that. Hey, OBJ got traded. That's tight. Cleveland's still probably gonna suck. Probably.
I don't know, man. They got Jarvis Landry from Miami.
It's gonna turn into LSU 2.0, where they both were unproductive at LSU.
But they both had 50 catches. They didn't win them.
They got Myles Garrett on defense.
Hey,
man,
they got Kareem Hunt after 8 games for kicking a woman.
Yeah. No, I think next year. Yeah, but seriously. Hey,
man, keep him rested.
He rested. Just like Le'Veon Bell.
Man, he about to.
Like Le'Veon Bell.
So he getting paid a 25th of the salary Le'Veon Bell is getting paid because he's still on a rookie contract. No, I think Cleveland's got a chance to be dope, but it's really gonna come down to like how those personalities mesh and whether or not. I think really what you're looking at Cleveland is if Baker Mayfield is as much of a competitor and you say a killer or just like cutthroat competitor as you might think he could be with the way he talks and conducts himself. If he can take and harness and take and go back and forth with OBJ's antics and like have understanding and have the same passion and make it work, then they can be potentially tight. if Baker Mayfield can like improve as a player. But I feel like there's a big chance, if I had to bet on it, there's a better chance that he can't handle the pressure of OBJ and having like all the lights are now on you, and like what do you do in that moment as an athlete?
I don't know, man. I feel like Baker Mayfield was probably the most famous Oklahoma quarterback since Sam Bradford. Like, I mean, that's a lot of eyes on you in the first place. Number two, like, he was competing for the Heisman Trophy that year, and he did a couple crazy things that got a lot of media attention. I feel like he's ready for the spotlight.
He's ready for the spotlight.
And number two, he's in Cleveland. So, like, how many people are actually going to fly to Cleveland to cover this team?
No, nothing.
A lot, because they made the trade for OBJ. You're going to get a residual. You get residual New York. Residual New York coverage anywhere is like a big ass boom, other than maybe Boston or like maybe the Bay Area. But even then, like if you get residual New York coverage,
he ain't gonna get
residual. Yes, he is.
They ain't going to Cleveland.
It's different.
They're gonna be waiting for OBJ to fuck up in Cleveland. That's what New York's waiting for.
It's different showing up the day of the game to a press room.
Yeah, when there's like 20 reporters, as opposed to in New York where there's like 80.
There's like 80 reporters, and don't
like you got to worry about the blog.
And there's 80 reporters, and don't forget, New York, there are people who are signed to newspapers and magazines and blog sites who followed him, right? Or go, if they hear he's at a club, they're there. That shit don't happen in Cleveland.
But it's gonna happen with him. It will. Because
I guarantee you it won't.
Put a
bet
bet
on
that.
Put a bet on that. Put
a bet on that.
Dude, Brian Windhurst got a job at ESPN because he was the only motherfucker willing to live in Cleveland to cover LeBron.
Where's our next stop, Paul? Sorry.
To Wellington.
The bartenders are.
Let me act like I'm at the wine down.
Tell us about what's up with the Wellington.
It's good for quiet pints.
It is.
So it's kind of
so
like local lane.
When you went there, was no one there?
No one died there.
No one died there. You went there you done this Paddy tour, right?
Oh, I've done this a few times.
So when you went to the Wellington, how was it that day?
It was pretty small. It was cozy.
It was cozy.
No sleuths.
So tell me.
We gotta tell a story about fishing for sleuths.
You can tell a lot.
What are sleuths? Are sleuths? Wait. Can I take a guess before you explain? Schlutz is what I would say what Brandon was looking for back in the day when he was playing the games on schedule. I'm not gonna say what I'm looking for. It's what Brandon was looking for. There's a big difference in the two.
I mean, yeah.
Schlutz. I like that name. Schlutz.
It's a good one.
Spell it for me.
SLUTS.
That spells sluts.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
It's an accent.
Ding. Aaron, we need a Lent update. You said for Lent, for 40 days and 40 nights, you was pulling the Josh Hartnett and you was giving up what?
I was giving up watching movies that come on certain internet channels, and I was giving up what usually accommodates with watching those movies.
He's just going to do it from memory.
Well, see, at first I was like, well, maybe I'll just change it and I'll just go off for like fantasy. Like, remember, like I said, using imagination, I like to call it.
It's like trying to go to an amusement park and saying, I'm not going to go on no rides.
I didn't make it 40 days and 40 nights, man. You know what?
You made it 1/5 of the way.
I got too much Alabama in me. See, Paul, there's a reason why they brought us over here. And my family is full of that stuff. Like, I'm sure the guys in my family were the ones.
You just gotta go to work, man.
Exactly. And I'm sure. And here's the thing: I wasn't working out because I'm going to physical therapy for my back and all that, so I couldn't work out that extra energy I had. Right. And like I said, like my family, I'm sure the ones that they brought over here to do the breeding with other slaves, so they could get more strong slaves. It's the reason why my dad got all these kids, and why my family's so damn big.
Good stock.
Yeah, good stock. It's like, and that's without the Catholicism of Irish, like, what happened in Ireland to get a big family. Oh, yeah. It's none of that because it's just pure Alabama black snake.
There's enough niggas in here to make a Tarzan movie.
That's exactly what I feel like when I go to a family event. And so I couldn't make it 40 days. I couldn't make it.
What broke you?
You know what?
What was the genre?
So this is that's a great question. I don't remember because I'm so far into it now. I can't remember. But I'll tell you this.
Was it worth it?
I think I know the genre. It was Latinx.
Okay.
And I probably tell you who. My problem was.
Do you have a favorite?
In that 40 days, no, I don't have a favorite. That's the greatest thing. I have where I'm into at the time. Yeah. See, this is my thing, Paul. Is that I thought. My problem was I should just went straight cold turkey. My whole thought was I don't want to miss out on all these great videos that people are gonna put on the free sites that I need to download for the next 40 days. So I'm not gonna watch them. I'm just gonna continue to download. And it left me stressed out.
That's like him trying to go to
because I was downloading it and not moving stuff to a zip drive. So I was stressed out, like, man, I gotta keep this on my computer.
I gotta make sure it's the right file. And
I gotta keep this on the computer.
It's not corrupted.
Until I watch it, right? Because usually, I watch them a few times, then it goes to the zip drive. But because I was just adding them all, I had like no space. I'm tripping out. All this new shit was coming, and then I just lost it. And
I'll clear it up, man.
Well, okay, I can tell you what also helped ruin it. There's a teacher.
Am I the only one aroused right now?
You might be, Jared. There's a teacher in Bakersfield who got in trouble.
Oh shit, yeah.
So here's the crazy thing. Like I told Jared, I already had all her videos before that.
And I ain't playing, nigga.
Wait, what is this about?
So it's this teacher in
before,
Bakersfield named E. Salazar. I don't want to put her on blast because I appreciate what she did. She never slept with any students or anything, but she but what she did was, so her name in those movies was called BB Sloot Wife, the number 4 and the letter U. That was her name in those videos, and that's the real name. I'm not lying. I'm not making this shit up, right? And dude, like, her husband always did a good job of like cutting off her face like right here, but sometimes it's scam, but you really couldn't get. There are some movies where you get a good look, but she was a high school teacher.
Shit.
And so so Bakersfield, they don't know what to do because really she hasn't broken any laws, but she would just go around. She loved being what her name was, and just filming it.
Yeah.
And putting and selling the videos. Man, I got all the videos, and that's what helped. But that was part of the thing that broke me. It was her. Yeah. And my question is. Where were you going to meet these brothers, and how come I didn't know? You look good. I would have loved to be on the list. Was it a Craigslist ads? Were you still using Craigslist? Well, let me know.
Next stop on this tour, we are at, what is it now, Paul?
We're at the Wellington, right?
The Wellington.
The
where
Wellington.
James Joyce died.
James.
After too many pints.
Who's James Joyce?
The writer, man.
He was a writer, dude. Ulysses.
God damn it, dude.
He wrote Ulysses?
Yeah.
I was supposed to read that, and I just read the Cliff Notes.
We've been over this. You can't read. You get it.
We already know.
Get it. Every book's on your read list.
So that's it, man. I had that app before it became a thing where you had audiobooks on things, I had Siri for Siri. She read every book to me. You motherfuckers. Anyway, so we're at the Wellington. So James Joyce died there.
How did he die there? Was he...
He struggled to finish a long-ass book, Ulysses 2, the Ulysseasoning, and he just couldn't get it finished, and he drank himself to death.
He drank himself.
Obviously, Ulysses was not that good of a book then.
So he basically did the 12 pints at one place.
Essentially, yeah, he got there. He struggled through it. They're gonna make a movie of it. It's gonna be good.
Really?
No.
It's gonna feature James Franco?
It's gonna be James Franco, Seth Rogen. they go down.
No, it's gonna be James Franco's little brother.
Dave Franco.
Who's Dave Franco?
He's a cut rate actor.
For what movies? I'm sure I'll be
21 Jump Street.
He's always the side person in the movie. 21 Jump Street, Neighbors.
Okay. That makes sense.
He's engaged to Alison Brie, isn't he?
Oh, what a loser.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell he got that.
What is next in our sports discussion since we are
versus the fans.
Westbrook versus Shane Kiesel?
Part 2. Well, I guess I'm waiting for it to be part 2 anytime.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen soon.
Hey, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, part of me is like, everything that happened. Like, I wasn't mad at Westbrook for saying what he said to a degree. I know a lot of people are upset that he said, "I'll fuck your wife up too." And depending on whether she said the same line as him or not, then I'm okay with it or I'm not. If she didn't say anything, then I'm like, all right, that's where you cross your line. But they already crossed the line, so there's.
Yeah, he had to meet his crazy with more crazy.
He said, if you're willing to cross the line with me, I'm gonna cross the line with you. And granted, like, there is the whole thing about domestic violence, about men and women and conflict, and I agree and understand many of the dynamics of it, and so I appreciate the importance of having a line, as with any social construct that is important to us being civilized. But what I will say is, I think that banning the fan might be the wrong thing. Slightly.
You'll make a lot of people mad at Westbrook.
I don't know. I feel like banning the fan for maybe not a lifetime, but banning them for a while is important. But I think banning them for life is going to set an interesting precedent. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. It's a precedent that's set. and a lot of these like subtle precedents in sports play a big role in our in a lot of society's construction of the world and the way it's supposed to be, whether it should be or not. You know, we like the same way we watch reality TV shows. I feel like the sports media complex is its own reality TV show going on. You know, except it's inter platform. You know, so it's really it's interesting. But I do agree that they should have done something to the fan. Westbrook got fined, and you know, I'm sure he understood. It's like, I'm gonna say this when somebody gets it, they get it. I'm gonna say what I need to say. But at the same time, like, that person's gonna understand. Stop fucking with me. Don't fuck with me in that way. You don't know me, and do not disrespect me in that way. I'm still a person, and I think that was important to see. But I think banning the fan for a lifetime is a little bit much, just based on the idea of precedence and what that can mean in future, you know, interactions on both sides, athlete and fan. I don't know what y'all think about that.
I feel like if you're not gonna ban Ron Artest or Jermaine O'Neal for fighting fans in the stands, like, you shouldn't necessarily ban a fan just because they said something. You know, that actually happened. You know,
Well,
so if you're only gonna ban players for fighting in the stands or fighting in the game for like one game or two games, then I mean, why does the fans get that harsh treatment at the same time? Like, I mean.
They just tell them you can't spend your money here no more.
Yeah, like, it's not.
You are not allowed to spend your money.
And then, like, what does the ban mean? Because, like, somebody else come out and tickets, he still walk in, and you think security guards are that much?
No, that's the other thing. I'm like, you ban them from being able to purchase under their own name. You're inconveniencing them to a degree. But somebody who can advocate for themselves and has that ability is gonna probably be able to find a way in. So, but I just think, like, there's unintended consequences or unforeseen consequences that are gonna occur because of this, for the player, for the fans, that is gonna, you know, be. I think it's the intent is right, but the actual, like, execution of it is not as nuanced as it needs to be.
What did he say? What did the fan say?
He basically what Russell Westbrook and another player teammate corroborated him saying is, like, basically get down on your knees like you're used to.
The fan said that to him.
Yeah, to him, as a white man saying it from a black player, and like, and that's the one thing that in a lot of
history of that fan trolling him on that.
Trolling. He's a MAGA supporter.
He was trolling him on Instagram.
Like, I'm not even beyond being a MAGA supporter and saying shit that is like, just like it's support. Like, if you're a MAGA supporter, you say things that support who you believe in. That's fine. But when you say things in support of your person that you believe in or your ideals, but it perpetually puts down or subjugates another group of people or another culture or another entire, you know, saying realm of the world as lesser than you, or as a shithole like he had on some of his social media posted, like, then that's where, like, I draw the line. It's like, you think you're superior. That is the white superiority. That's white supremacism. So, like, for me, like, he's done that. He's exuded that.
Well, like, you gotta. I mean, anybody can say whatever they want to say.
You're allowed to say whatever you say. You got free speech.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Even if he's the most racist person on the internet, doesn't necessarily mean that he's planning to do something at an NBA game.
No.
Would he feel comfortable saying that stuff just walking down the
That's
street?
He won't say that to a 6'5" dude that looks like Russell Westbrook on the street. He did it at his job, knowing that he doesn't want to get fired from his job.
You go one of these internet chats that Aaron be going to. You think any of those dudes say that shit to people walking down the street?
No, but there's some crazy comments on there.
They say when they have 15 other guys behind them saying the exact same stuff.
That's the thing. And lately, the comments haven't been racist. It's been people not liking the endings.
Except on this show. All the comments for this show.
All the comments.
Yeah, but I think.
Do they give out lifetime bans over here for fans and that kind of stuff? Because they did that back home now.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Did it work?
Yeah, there's like the first time it came up, some rugby player, like, he's multicultural, I guess is what we call it.
Probably from Australia or something.
Dark skinned Irish guy. Some fans were saying something, they checked all the video, checked all the audio, and they banned him for life as soon as it came up that anything happened. Going to games is not as stressful.
My thing is, we've noticed, like, in Europe, especially at soccer games, football games, there's, like, fools get in with, like, some wild shit that you could not get into even a baseball game. Like flares or even explosives.
You can't even get into a kid's baseball game.
Big ass rocks, like not even like brick sized rocks and stones being thrown. Like, I'm just like,
How are they getting that shit in the game?
Well, we don't have
Mainly the
metal
explosives.
detectors fucking everywhere. So
Dude.
first of all,
Maybe it's not time to have metal detectors. Because
It's time in Europe. In
because
parts
shit
of
don't
Europe.
happen at American games other than just someone talking shit.
And getting their ass beat.
Yeah, talking shit. Someone in the stands talking shit is the worst you got, and then maybe some fans getting drunk and fighting. But out there, you see
really
fires on the field, you hear explosives and shit, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey, like these people can't sit in this section of the stadium because these people are going to be there.
You smoke crack, don't you?
it's also culturally very different. Like you have these teams in America, they move around, so it's like
That's true.
not linked to that one town for
As
generations
long.
and generations and generations. So there's
Yeah.
that like deep rooted, definite kind of tribal thing that comes into it a little bit more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because the American sports is way more cutthroat. With they'll move.
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, you're not paying for this new stadium?
We're
Fuck
gone.
you, go to Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's what I'm going to do, Paul. When I go to Europe, I'm going to go to a soccer game. I'm only going to stay for about 25 minutes before the hooliganism start. And be like, that's enough fun for today. But I do want to take a flare in there. In that 25th minute, I want to throw a flare in the field like everybody else.
Are you going to get a banana catcher? Because you're going to get a few
I'll
of them
probably,
coming your
I'll
way.
probably,
Hey, bro, you ain't gonna have to worry about concessions on that day,
I'm
bro.
gonna
It's
take
like,
a bunch
man,
of bananas and I'm throwing them at myself.
you know,
I'm
you,
gonna toss them in the air and say, "There you go, monkey.
Throw them better than anyone.
Throw that flare, monkey, like we taught you. Make sure you hit Raheem Sterling."
and with that, we're on to our next pub,
Bar 51.
Bar 51. Hey,
I
Paul,
like the name Bar 51.
what's up with Bar 51?
It's a good roomy pub with function rooms. Ooh, for everyone to enjoy. And who died there? Let's see who died there.
What? I gotta ask you, what's a function room?
It's where you have functions.
Oh, like, you got.
Michael Fassbender died there. In X-Men 3. Yeah, that was the first class. X-Men first class.
That's tight. I feel like this should just be an app. Like, who died here?
Who died where?
Hey, bro, we got money. Hey, sponsorship. Hey, trademark. Who
Marvel
died?
Comics, X-Men.
Yeah, DC sponsorship.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you
slow down,
suck.
Bella, get on that, man.
Well, my
I would download that shit.
What's your question?
Who died here?
My question for
That's
this
a
one
good
is,
app. Like, who died here? Like, whether or not you want to go there and party, whether you want to go there and have dinner, or you want to go there and just like, you know.
Who's haunting this place?
Yeah.
my question, since we didn't do it Michael Fassbender, I gotta switch my question.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what'd you call him?
I called him. You know what I called him.
Said Michael Fassbender.
This magic moment.
Nigga called him Michael Fassbender.
You can't pass out. You can't be having all these beers and then act like I gotta say things correctly. All right.
Full retard.
Your favorite racist Irish joke.
My favorite.
What?
You ever seen Blazing Saddles?
Oh god. There's some bad ones. It's like, what do you call a blonde black guy?
What was that?
Pint of Guinness. Not even that good.
It's not bad though. It's not bad.
They go pretty dark. It's so.
It's not as dark as the Blazing Saddles one. You ever seen the movie Blazing Saddles? The old movie? Remember the Irish joke there? When they were talking about when they were trying to agree who moves to the town? Jared, this disrespects you too. This man, he said, you don't remember?
What was the
To
joke?
quote Mel Brooks in his writing for one of the characters on the show, he said, and they were trying to agree, like, after they, like, battle the gang, who gets to come to stay in the town. And he was like, and one of the townspeople, remember they all had the same name?
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, all right, fine, we agree. We'll take the niggers and the chinks. And he was like, but we damn sure ain't taking no Irish. And then you just hear somebody in the background, yeah, fuck the Irish. I was like, and that's the first time I ever heard. I was like, where the fuck that come from? Right? I went to school and asked someone, and they were like, yeah, but man, they used to be racist against Irish. I asked the teacher who
Yeah.
told me they used to be racist
The Irish
against
and
Irish.
the Germans.
We used to be the blacks of Europe, you know?
The blacks of Europe and the blacks of America when it first started.
No.
Because the blacks were straight slaves, so they didn't have them yet.
Thunder.
They didn't have them yet. Yeah, we started thunder. Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah!
believe
And that nigga owe me $5.
that. I didn't believe there was no Irish like that.
Dude,
And they had
Irish,
laws or Irish could
Irish,
vote.
Germans. There was, they definitely created the caste system. They created their own form of caste system out here, and it was still better than being a Negro.
Jared, how do you take it after that? We're talking about Irish right now. St. Paddy's Day, and
Paddy.
Martin Luther King Day was a long time ago, Jared.
We coming for you, nigga.
Martin Luther King Day was in January, Jared, and Black History Month after that is over. We in St. Paddy's Month.
Martin Luther the King. All right.
I'm trying to get
What
more
is this
green
beer we're
than
drinking? We're
that
drinking
St. Patrick.
what beer are we drinking for this one? The
Stella Artois.
Artois.
Is that Belgian? Is that Belgian?
It's Belgian. It's Artois. Hey, wait. So are we still talking about basketball?
Damn. We talked about Westbrook.
How many more drinks we got to go through? What number are we at?
James Dolan kicked out a fan.
6.
James Dolan kicked out a fan at a
We're not
concert.
gonna make it to 12, Jared. I'm just letting you know.
We're at 6?
Like 5.
No, this is Wellington, Paddington.
Hang on, let me see where we are. Let me check this tally. We're about to hit bar 6.
Yeah, the next one's 6.
No.
He's right.
Yeah, man, you're weak.
Are you gonna
Yeah, Jared, you're not making it.
No, you take it, dude. It's all you.
I came over here with an empty stomach. I was like, all right, it's a podcast.
Dude,
Go
see,
home.
Jared, I'm shocked Jared didn't tell you the idea of what he was doing. He probably knew you would come if he told you the idea. So when he told me, I said, Jared, do you realize? And then I asked him, I said, well, if we do that, can we do it earlier in the day? I said, Jared, can we do it earlier in the day? Please, man. Like, I got to go to work the next day. Like, give me a day.
You're gonna have to go to work tomorrow.
See, you know the problem is Jared at work, like, super hungover. It's about the same as him being at any other time. You get the same functional skill, right? He's gonna be on his phone, checking Black Sports Online, checking Beat Report, and then sending out texts. So
See, Jared's trick to like being hungover at work. He'll just pull over one kid and talk to him for like a really long time.
or he'll yell at a group and then sit them all down. Y'all can't play for the next 10 minutes. knowing they only got 9 minutes left of their recess. When you hit the 12 pubs, tell me, what's the average? What time do you guys normally start?
Like 8 o'clock.
At night, right?
Yeah.
But what day of the week are you normally doing this? Are you doing
Friday.
it a Friday or a Saturday? Right?
Friday, Saturday, yeah.
So you're not doing it on
You're
Sunday.
not doing anything the day after this.
Yeah. So
We're gonna be fine, guys. It's man up. I'm a fucking soldier. Fella Winslow up.
Surprised you ain't got
You
that
should
sound
Colin
right.
Winslow up.
Don't do that.
We're coming up to Smith's Pub now.
Smith's
Smith's
Pub.
Where?
Smith.
Oh, hold on. All right, we
Pie
gotta.
from pie.
He didn't
And
pour
we are
Jared didn't pour the beer yet.
we're having
Little
what is
known fact, Jared couldn't read the sign.
We're having a check beer.
we're having a Pilsner.
Urkel.
Pilsner Urkel. And it's
Can't pronounce those American words.
that?
Paul. One of your favorites is a Pilsner, as I've learned.
I didn't give her anything.
She was a Pilsner, and I gave her all I could. All right, so we are at Smith's Pub. What's up with Smith's Pub?
It's a respected old school pub on Haddington Road.
Respect.
Put some respect on my name.
So this is where Bono decided to kill the career of U2 by becoming a tax cheat in the Republic of Ireland.
Wait, what do you mean a tax
Yeah,
cheat? What
he
is-
cheated on his taxes, and out came a bunch of shitty graffiti talking about Bono after that.
Oh yeah, fuck Bono.
I mean, the worst graffiti you ever seen in your life to say U2 equals tax cheat.
Bono equals tits.
Dude, there's
You
like
too can cheat
websites
your
that you
taxes.
never heard of that? There's like
No,
websites.
I didn't know this. Wait, so what happened?
There's like websites dedicated to how shitty the graffiti was, talking shit about Bono cheating on the taxes.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Jared, you know more about Irish shit than I do. I did not know that.
Wait,
To the edge.
so what did he do though?
Didn't fucking pay any
He didn't
taxes.
pay any taxes.
And nobody, for how long?
He got caught
For like forever.
forever, like net period. Since he got rich, since he was getting money. And it went on for like 20 years or so before he got caught.
Wow.
Was he paying American taxes?
No.
He wasn't paying
He had
no
like
tax.
Cayman Island, all that fun stuff, Panama Papers.
Yeah, he was like hiding shit. So then he got
Are you
in
sure he
trouble.
wasn't using it for like all his humanitarian stuff?
Nah, he don't do nothing, man. Yeah, showing up and
They
throwing up the
trafficking
peace
people.
sign. This is Bono's humanitarian, throwing up a peace sign while wearing some shitty ass
I
glasses.
always thought Bono was a humanitarian. What's
It's a
up?
beautiful day.
Is that why South Park made it?
Live there.
Essentially, yeah.
So you agree with South Park's?
100%.
If y'all don't know, South Park portrayed Bono as the biggest piece of shit ever.
Yeah.
Literally.
He was literally a piece of shit. I remember that. Nah, I know that.
How many Katie Courics was he?
He's like, so many curious.
Alright, man, that changes my. I'm gonna have to go. My question to go off of that is, who is your favorite Irish American?
Irish American? Mm-hmm. It's gotta be Liam Neeson.
He's Irish. I thought he's Irish
Oh,
American.
you want an Irish American?
He's just Irish. I want plain Irish American.
Obama. Obama's the
Obama.
most Irish American you can get.
All right, I got
Look at the
it.
name.
What has he done?
My
Can you tell
favorite
me?
Irish American.
Big Magic Johnson. What has he done?
Well, yes, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS.
I love that. God, I like my. I'm not gonna lie, Paul. I like my racism to be good old fashioned racism. The new racism just isn't the same.
Doesn't cut it.
It doesn't cut it. It's too much. Like it's not. It's just stupidity.
It's too subtle.
I like my racism to be like it was back in the day.
Overt.
Out there, overt, and just, hey, I just want to disrespect everybody when I say it. My favorite Irish American is Lucille McGillicuddy.
What, McGillicuddy?
You know who that is, right?
No, who's that?
That was Lucille Ball character in I Love Lucy. And she played an Irish American. Was she Irish American anyway, Lucille Ball?
She didn't know the struggles.
Lucille McGillicuddy. And she knew nothing but struggles because she married a Puerto Rican.
Is it McGillicuddy or
And they had
McGillicuddy?
to sleep in separate beds. Imagine a Puerto Rican in another bed. You never watch I Love Lucy? So they slept in separate beds because, it came out in the 50s, right? So on the show, they would go to sleep in separate twin beds next to each other with a big space in between.
I like
Because they
booty.
weren't married.
No, they weren't married, but just they didn't want to portray that. It was like the first time they showed a couple in the bedroom
what a
on
sweet-
TV. So they had them on. So because of the faux pas, or just what society was, they had them in separate beds.
Somebody's going to have to give us some booty.
So I tell you this, she only knew struggle. Cause can you imagine married to a Puerto Rican and he got to sleep in a separate bed? She probably was getting. I'm not gonna say what was happening probably if they really slept in separate beds.
He was
Are
saying
we
this.
I tell you this, I remember what happened. I'm about to unplug Jerry.
Jared Strong.
Is that an Irish name, McGillicuddy?
Oh yeah.
No.
One of the mountain ranges back home is McGillicuddy Weeks.
I'm trying to find me a good American Irish girl with the last name of McGillicuddy,
How many
and I'm gonna
people
change
live
my
in
name.
How many people live in Ireland?
Yeah, what's the population?
Population is like probably 7-ish million right now.
Wow.
California's
LA, that's LA.
So-
That's less than LA. That's less than LA.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Must be a good place though.
It's fun.
You know what?
Something
you know
special
what?
happening there.
Ireland reminds me of the Jetsons. You ain't got no blacks, no Latins, no Puerto Ricans, and no Asian people there. Sound like a good place.
So you'll find an Asian person on the movie.
Sound like a good place. Well, you saw they did that thing where there was something Duck told me about. He figured out the math and he said if you line up everybody that exists in the world and they all lined up together holding hands, every fourth person, the person's going to be either Chinese or Indian.
What do you mean, you people?
That was actually good timing.
Well, did you see Bill Gates was talking about their 2022 promise or whatever, and in the next 15 years, more young people are going to be in Africa than anywhere else in the world, just because their population's so young due to all the wars and diseases.
Oh,
and whatever.
so more young
they're
people. They're gonna have all the youth.
Their population under 18 is crazy big. And they're all going to start having families.
As long as they don't have another coup and they get some more
Well,
child
they're
soldiers.
going to make sure they have another coup. They're going to make sure they have another economic redispersal.
So did you see
out
that?
there?
Did you see that Vice News documentary on Liberia? Dude, you got to watch it on YouTube. I suggest you can even just watch the first 5 minutes.
Shout out to Vice News and Vice sponsorship.
Watch the first 5 minutes. It's pretty intense, dude. So it's crazy. You had during all the coups, you had cannibalistic warlords. They were cannibalistic. The warlords they would eat the other person. There was one warlord back in all the coups named Butt Naked. He's still alive. his name was Butt Naked. General Butt Naked is what they called him. General Butt Naked. And you know why? Because he fought naked. And so they asked him on the documentary, he's actually now some evangelist. They asked him why did you fight naked? He goes,
Do any of y'all know what a BBC is?
all his enemies did. All his enemies knew exactly what it was. But then again, he was killing other BBCs. It was crazy, dude. He talked about how they would kill a kid and drink the blood while the heart was still bleeding of a youth to give him and his child soldiers and all of them strength. He said, and then he told them they had to fight naked too, because the bullet wouldn't penetrate their body if they was naked. So, and this dude was successful. General Butt Naked, he's still alive. In fact, he did all those coups in the 80s and 90s, and he's still alive. Tells you a lot. But like, I always imagined that if my family didn't get captured and become slaves, I would have been like General Butt Naked, just out there doing all kind of crazy drugs, leading a bunch of youth.
He really sounds more like a Catholic priest. Like, hey, man, I'm gonna get naked, so all your kids gotta get naked too.
Well, the crazy thing, he wasn't like your boy Idris Elba, Beast of No Nation. Did you watch that?
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah, he wasn't like that. It was all about the bullets.
Yeah.
He was like, I felt like we were invincible. We'll drink this kid's blood. After we killed some kid, we'll drink his blood, and then we'll go out there and fight our battle. Right before every battle, we killed the kid and drank his blood.
Was the kid one of their own or somebody they captured?
It didn't matter because he confessed. So he actually, a lot of people, he still he sneaks around because people still want to assassinate him because he did a lot of evil shit during the war. He's like, dude, I confessed of everything I did to the UN, and he said the only reason I got off my war crimes because of how I've been living my life the last few years. Like I say, he's an evangelist, dude. It's crazy. Yeah. And he's like, my daughter, when she was born, I didn't want her to know. Like, people told her who Butt Naked was, and I cried. I'm not bullshitting.
You're going to have to tell me that all the time, because I like potato chips.
And so then he's like, I wanted to change my life then.
Yes.
General Butt Naked. I'm going to look it up on Google. Put in General Butt Naked.
Hey, what were they trying to do to General Butt Naked, though?
Trying to assassinate him.
This magic
Assassination is a word. Assassinating is a word.
You said assassinate, like seasoning.
I put extra. Everyone know when you dealing with something from Alabama, dude from Alabama, you gonna put an extra S on that ass.
It wasn't an extra S. It was a subtraction of an A.
Jared, man, I don't know how you paying attention to what I'm saying. You ain't been able to talk for the last 10 minutes.
You being ignorant.
Dude, there's a Wikipedia page to General Butt Naked. He has a Wikipedia page.
Paul, where's the next place we're going to?
It's McGrattan's.
McGrattan's. We're arriving at McGrattan's. This is stop what? What number stop is this? 7?
Number 7.
Stop.
Finally, we're over halfway there.
Oh, Jesus.
We're gonna get there.
Might be that at the end for me.
All right, General McGrattan's. What's up with that?
It's hidden down an alleyway, which is notorious for the killings of Colin Farrell and Niall Horan from One Direction and the movie, what's it called? Alexander the Great. Or as I like to call it, Alexander the Bleeding Deadly.
Ooh. Wait.
Because he keeps his Irish accent, and it's trash.
All right. So here's my question for this one, Paul. If I went to Ireland, what should I do first?
Go to Copperface Jack's.
And what is Copperface Jack's?
Copperface Jack's is a late night nightclub in the heart of Dublin City where all the nurses and police go after their shift. And it's open until 4 a.m. every night. It's a meat market.
So
have a good time.
Wait. Hold on. I know what meat market is. We don't need to. This is a dope content show.
Gyrating.
Are the police mostly women, or why is?
It's both. You can get both. They're
I mean, are they mostly?
solid.
You said police women or just policemen? Period.
Both. There's female policemen.
Is there gonna
Police
be
people?
I'm gonna go to Ireland and be honest. Is there gonna be like an old Irish nun there that wears the big old cotton sweater?
If that's what you're into.
Oh, so that's there too?
If you look hard enough, yeah, you can find that.
Man, I'm gonna go. What was the name of this place?
Copperface.
It's
infamous.
It's in Dublin.
Yeah, infamous.
Copperface. Open to 4? So what is the drink? Oh no, I'm gonna say that from the next question.
And I think we're past Pub 7, bro, because they got 5 cans of bottles down here, plus the other 2 that I threw earlier, and the Paddy Bang.
The Paddy Bang didn't count as a drink, right?
I've got a list.
The Paddy Bang was our first pub.
I have a list. Let's go through all the people we killed. Who did we kill?
The ballet dancer, the dude Napoleon. Bram Stoker made
Bram Stoker.
Dracula.
James Joyce.
Michael Fassbender.
Colin Farrell.
And the dude from One Direction.
It was a twofer.
And then the first place was whatever. I don't remember. We had the Paddy Bang.
Yeah, who ended that?
I don't know. No, we didn't talk about anybody dying there. Nobody died there. We have to be like on 8 or 9.
We're on 7.
No,
Literally just did
we
7.
are literally.
I have a list here.
God damn it!
Check the tape.
Should we get to Aaron's video that he's choosing?
Dude.
He has not chosen.
No. I tried to. Brandon ain't been here. I had a video. I've even said I got the video.
He said he got the video, but some of our avid fans want to know what the video is, and they would like it to be announced on air. So Aaron,
live stream it.
Yeah, we want to live stream it, and we want to shout out to Aaron's video sponsorship.
And whoever's starring in the video, we're gonna tweet them.
Yeah, and we want them to sponsor us.
Like, hey, come on the show.
Hey, we gonna go for that sponsorship, right?
Like, this is a big thing for us.
This is how we're gonna make it. So we need you to tweet us to all your 20,000 fans.
Right. Hey man, Aaron really worked hard to figure out which video you did.
Like the funniest thing was like we run a sports podcast, but we get big because we have a big porn following. Because of Aaron's knowledge.
There's several things that never die out in this world. Death and sex. Death and sex, man. That's where the money's at. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm trying to get a job as a perverted undertaker. Be the first.
You gotta get buried in lingerie.
Now I gotta find the video all over again. I had it set on my thing.
We'll come back. We'll come back to it later. Yeah. We'll come back to it later.
I know who it is.
We'll let you figure it out. What's the name of the artist?
I know the name of the artist.
Tell the name of the artist. We'll give a teaser.
The artist is Astro Domina. She's out of Seattle.
Shout out to Astro Domino sponsorship.
Astro
Domino's.
Astro Domino out of Seattle. And it's through Miniviz.
Shout out to Miniviz sponsorship. What hashtags will she fall under in the search engine?
She'll probably, if you go to Miniviz, she'll probably fall under Filipina.
Shout out to Filipinas.
Maybe lace.
Shout out to lace. Shout out to garters and stockings.
The video that I'm getting, oh god damn it! I accidentally clicked on one and now it took me all the way back to the beginning. This is not very phone friendly right now. She'll fall in there a lot of categories to be honest.
She's very niche.
Yeah, she's a niche one. But see, here's the problem, Paul. I was stuck between her and Latin Sandra. Latin Sandra on Miniviz. Look that one up. Look that one up on Miniviz.
Shout out to Latin Sandra.
Latin Sandra's what I probably want more is the Latin Sandra one, the one on top of her thing. But the problem is that it's too cheap and they won't let me buy 2 videos. They only want me to get one for $50. I can't get 2 for $40 and be like, look, I'll save you guys $10.
I agree with them. I think it's got to be one $50 quality.
Up to $50 quality. That's what we agreed to. We already
2 for $14.99.
We already have video. We already have audio evidence of it.
You know, you could probably pay for your own like custom content. About $50.
You know what? The custom content sometimes. You know the problem is that Instagram has took away a lot of power that the customer used to have. It's now not a buyer's market like it used to be.
More workers' rights, less pornography.
It's no longer a buyer's market like it used to be.
Hey, so, here's what I'm gonna say, Aaron. You tell us the video.
I'm trying to get to the video.
You find the video you want.
I had it.
You announce it online because our fans want to know what the video is, and we are going to sponsorship with Latina Sandra or Astro Domino.
It's Astro Domino because you guys, I gotta get one video, so it's Astro Domino.
Astro Domino sponsorship.
Let me say this: if it would have been multiple videos, Latin Sandra, even though her videos are cheaper, they're high quality too. High quality. Her husband's holding the camera the whole time. He got like different angles. He know how to work angles. Good cameraman. Steven Spielberg, you looking for a good cameraman? Hit up Latin Sandra, ask her husband, because that man knows how to do POV shots and all of them. He great, and you don't even hear him. Man's like stealth. He's stealth behind the camera.
That's my ninja.
You don't hear him.
He is great. All right. Oh, okay, here it is right here. I found the video. So I'm going with Latin Sandra. I'm going to have to put in 19 of my own dollars.
What are the tags?
So the tags are
how much is this video?
Cream pie, doggy style, fantasy, fucking, and POV sex. Should I read the description? No. So her real name is Sydney. So as Sydney
you don't need to read all that. We'll leave it till
the paraphrase her?
Nah, just you can.
Santa's naughty list, cream pie, effing. That's my under Astro Domino. I gotta put in 19 of my own dollars.
I don't know.
It's worth it. It's the most expensive video on there. I wanted to get it.
That's not what it. That's not how you just chose.
But it has
a new
what
video.
no, because it has what I want. That's the one I want. Because it has.
How do
Some of these tags are my favorite
How do you
tags.
split a porn video
Which is
3 ways?
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna give you $10 and give you $10, and then you guys put in the rest for the money. Put in the other 50.
That's not how this works.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you guys do. That's the video I want. Ask the fans. If I give them both $10, can I go $20 over? They always put on these stipulations. I want this. Nah, then just give me the 50 because I want this the video I want.
Wait,
it hits all the tags I want.
Aaron, what are we putting on it?
These stipulations.